Look at yourself. Look at your dreams. Detoxify your life. Write that down. See, I think that most people never achieve their true goals in life because they're surrounded with too many toxic, negative, energy-draining people. You've got to look at the people in your life and ask yourself the question, what is this relationship doing to me? How is it impacting my life? Am I a better person? Sidney Poitier wrote a book called The Measure of a Man. And it's powerful, but I encourage you to get the tapes. I love his voice. And he said something in there. He said, when you go for a walk with someone, something happens unconsciously. It's not spoken. Either you adjust to their pace or they adjust to your pace. Whose pace have you adjusted to? See, you want to surround yourself. My daughter, Ona Brown, who's a speaker and coach, she says, call forth your team, but make sure these are people that you can learn from. I'll never forget, I'm on a special board with a Bishop T.D. Jakes, and we went into a board meeting. He looked at everybody before opening the meeting. He said, as soon as I know as much as you do, you're fired. And with that, the meeting is now open. Everybody continued to learn on that board. Trust me on that. A friend of mine, Dennis Kimbrough, motivational speaker out of Atlanta, he said, if you're the smartest one in your group, you need to get a new group. So as you look at yourself and look into the future, call forth your team. George Fraser says your network determines your net worth. Who do you allow to be in your ear? What kind of relationships are you developing? Are they an asset to you or they are a liability? Do they elevate your spirits or do they tear you down? We get two types of people, nourishing people and toxic people. Nourishing people, they bring the best out of you. They encourage you, they inspire you, they hold you accountable. Toxic people, they are critical people, always telling you what you can't do. They're always measuring your possibilities based upon their failures. My mother said, never let anybody tell you what you can't do, son, especially if they haven't done it. They don't know what's possible for you. So as you begin to look at yourself, begin to identify the relationships that you communicate with most and say, hey, is this relationship helpful to me? And then think about some people that you need to bring into your life that you can learn from, that you can grow from. I joined the National Speakers Association when I decided that I wanted to speak. I wanted to be around the people that were doing what I wanted to do. I'll never forget when I saw Dr. Norman Vincent Peale. He said, you have something special. You have greatness within you, and you can do more than you can ever begin to imagine. And here I am in the audience said, oh my goodness. I'd read The Power of Positive Thinking 17 times, my hero. And I saw him backstage and I said, Dr. Peale, hi, my name is Les Brown. I've listened to your tapes and I've read your books. They gave them to us in special education, sir. And one day I would love to be on stage with you. And he looked at me and said, it's possible, young man. It's possible. But this man, when he spoke, he gave me goose pimples. Deep baritone voice, spoke from his diaphragm. You have something special. You have greatness within you. He override the inner conversations in my mind. I'll never forget a gentleman, what a brilliant man, a Harvard graduate, Dr. Carter G. Woodson. He said, if you can determine what a man shall think, you never have to concern yourself with what he will do. If you can make a man feel inferior, you never have to compel him to seek an inferior status, for he will seek it himself. And if you can make a man feel justly an outcast, never have to order him to go to the back door. He'll go without being told. And if there's no door, his very nature will demand one. See, we live in a world where we're told more about our limitations rather than our potential. How many have ever been told that you couldn't do something? Raise your hands, please. You know, MIT did a study that if I say to you, you can't do that, that 16 people have to come along and say, you can do that, you can do that, you can do that, to neutralize that. And the 17th statement that you hear, you can do it, will be the one that will finally stick. So you have to watch who's speaking into you. You've got to begin to monitor your mind. And you've got to begin to literally be proactive in programming yourself to success. Be ye not conformed to this world. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. You've got to take responsibility to make that happen. And as you begin to do that, you'll begin to see some incredible changes in your life. I understand now when Earl Nightingale said, all of us are self-made, but only the successful will admit it. As you begin to look at your dreams and look at your goals, write this down. Make know your vitamin. See, most people stop short of their dreams and park and get off the highway of life because of the rejections of life. You will always be rejected. It's no big deal. Jack Canfield said rejection is a myth. It's not like when somebody says no and then they slap you. No, it's just, to me, make know your vitamin. Get excited about the no. Why? Because every time someone says no, that brings you another step to a yes. You're getting closer. Trust me, you will win if you don't quit. You will win if you don't quit. Even a broke clock is right twice a day. The other thing is, as you look at yourself and look at your goals and look at your dreams, assess yourself. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What do you bring to the table? When I looked at becoming a motivational speaker, I looked at all the speakers and I noticed that they were pretty much scripted. So I said, what is it that can make me stand out? I don't have any college education. I don't have any credentials. I never worked for a major corporation. What is it I can do to offset my weaknesses? And then something said, well, Les, and this is very important. Mr. Washington, Mr. Brown, yes, sir. What do you want to do with your life? I want to become successful. Good. He said, you must be willing to do the things today others won't do in order to have the things tomorrow others won't have. That's why you said you have something special. See, very few people go to seminars and workshops. They'll go to a concert, but showing up to get something that can expand their minds and help them to begin to see their lives differently, to give them a larger vision of themselves, they'll be too busy. Or they say, well, how much does it cost? Well, information costs, but it pays for itself. Here's the other thing is, ladies and gentlemen, let's say it's me. Yeah, see, it's possible you can live your dream. It's necessary that you have the mindset that I'm going to do this. But you've got to take ownership. You've got to decide, hey, I'm going to do this. You've got to take responsibility for your life. George Bernard Shaw said the people that make it in this life, they look around for the circumstances that they want, and if they can't find them, they create them. You've got to decide, it's me. You've got to say, and say this with conviction, I expect to win. Yes, I think it's important that we say that. If you ask most people, do you want to become successful? They will say yes. Took my oldest son for a walk, my namesake. We always expect our children to do far more than what we do. Said, Calvin, he wants his own identity. He's Leslie Calvin Brown Jr. I stopped him, looked him in the eyes and said, do you want to be successful, son? He said, yes, sir, Dad. Very good. Let's walk, son. Walk further. Stopped him again. I said, Calvin, look me in the eyes, son. Yes, sir, Dad. Do you expect to be successful, son? And he stood there and he looked at me and his eyes got glassy. And he said, let's walk. And the reason that he said, let's walk, because my son is very bright. Of all my children, he's perhaps the smartest one. But Calvin now, over 30, Calvin now, a single parent of 2 daughters, good father. Calvin now at this stage of his life, he's behind on his dreams, a lot of talent, a lot of abilities, very conservative. One of those people, great mind, but he just hasn't developed that, things that we want our kids to have, that I want it. Calvin, you got to kick it up a notch, son. You never thought you'd be in your 30s. You got to kick it up a notch. You got to increase your energy in order to live your dreams. You can't be casual about your dreams. Bill Bailey said, if you're casual about your dream, you'll end up a casualty. Shake someone's hand on your right and left and say, kick it up a notch. Yes. You got to kick it up a notch. What is it you bring? And whatever you bring, you've got to kick it up a notch. What is your signature as you look at where you want to go and what it is you want to do? As you look at your product or your services, repeat out to me, please. Provide more service than you get paid for. Yeah, see, that becomes your signature. When you look at your goals and look at where you want to go, at your products, at your services, at your industry, you want to set some high standards for yourself. I like what Henry David Thoreau said, do not go where the path may lead, but go where there's no path and leave a trail. How is it that your industry will be done differently 5 years from now, 10 years from now? What is your reputation in your industry? When you come into a room and you leave, what's the scuttlebutt about you? Do people say, hey, that's a go-to person. That's a person, if you ask them to do that job, you're talking about the job being done. It will be done extremely well. Are you known for that person that stand out with what you do, that stand out with your quality of service, with your standards, always looking for ways to better your best? Are you one of those people that believe, well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it? Japanese believe it ain't perfect, keep working on it. Are you willing to keep working on it? Are you willing to realize that you have not done your best stuff yet, that you can better your best? You got to take responsibility for that.
Let me give you another quote here. Where are my glasses? I feel like Red Fox sometimes. I got so many eyeglasses around here. I think I got about 40 by Walgreens up in here. Yeah. Who do you have to unbecome to become the person you truly need to be? Did you hear that one? That'll Pretch. Who do you have to unbecome to become the person you truly need to be? I had to unbecome being a disc jockey. I had to learn how to use my voice in a different way. I had to learn to let go of music and embrace reading 2 to 3 books a month because I wanted to be a dominant voice. I didn't want to be a black speaker. I wanted to be the speaker in the speaking industry. I'm the kind of person, if I'm going to do it, I'm all in. I'm the kind of person, I don't like being in between. I don't like to be at the back of the line. I want to be in the front of the line, and I'm going to prepare myself and work on myself to be a dominant voice. Take no prisoners, and like Mike Tyson, eat the wounded, starting at the ears. Let me get some ketchup. Oh my God, no he did not. No, he bad today. He's a bad boy. He's a bad boy today. Yes, he is. I think it's the proximity of Tyrone and the fact that we're going to have some very beautiful weather today here in hot Atlanta. That's what it's going to be today. It's been cool a few days, but today I think we're going to be around 82. That's fabulous. I got me some cocoa butter. And I'm going to sit on the back deck and rub myself down in some cocoa butter. Get myself a little tan up in here. Up in here. You wonder, who are these people behind me? My children. They're speakers and they're trainers. On your right, that's Calvin. And he's my oldest son. Then Samaya. She's a little preacher. She's a little incognito preacher. And then Patrick. And then there is Serena. She's in ministerial school. She's a minister as well. Then, of course, there's Ona, Dr. Ona Brown. And there's John Leslie. He's the CEO of the company. And Calvin's the president. And they try to rule my life, saying I'm old. Hey, I said, you ought to wish you can get here. I was trying to call some people yesterday, and I kept getting, this no longer works. I said, whoa, I've never called this many people in my life, and their numbers disconnected. I said, why is that? Asked Calvin. He said, they're probably dead. I said, are you kidding me? Yes, Dad. Everybody don't make 70 or 75. You're 76. That's an elite club. You're in overtime. Overtime. I'm in overtime, yeah. Who do you know been battling 4th stage cancer for 29 years, kicking cancer's butt, and still working, still in his right mind, still got the fire in his belly, still being active, still making a difference, still motivating people and inspiring people and making people feel good? Who do you know on your level that's doing it like that? Huh? Who is it? Eric Thomas? Andy Enriquez? Come on, Johnny Wimbrey? No, I got t-shirts older than all of them. Stacey N.C. Grant? No. Ian Levanza? No, none of them. Lisa Nichols? No, 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 no. I got earrings older than them, but I don't wear them in public. You are just over the top this morning. You don't need to go to sleep at 8:30 anymore and wake up at 3:30, just munching at the bit to get to the microphone. No, you don't need to do that anymore, because you're off the hook this morning. You're over the top this morning. Yes, you are. If you believe that laughter is important, if you believe being deliberately positive is important, having a spirit of optimism is important in spite of, because there are a lot of people that don't understand the power of laughter and the power of being joyful and deliberately feeling good. Does it mean that I don't have any challenges? Yes, I do. Stuff's happened to people that I care about. Yeah, got a nephew who's blind at 38. And thinking of ways to keep him motivated and inspired and engaged and not giving up and not feeling that no woman would be interested in him because he does not have any sight. Oh, no. I said, come on. You handsome dude, you look like your uncle. Somebody can see you. Come on now. And if she blind, she don't care how you look. I remember being at West Angeles and George Wallace, a comedian. I'm not making this up. He got mad because the bishop brought Stevie Wonder down on the front row. George Wallace said, why give him the front row seat? Put him on the back row, facing the wall. He won't know the difference. I said, oh my God, come on, George. Bishop Blake, he said, I ain't doing that. I'm not doing that, to his credit. He said, I'm not doing that. What made me remember that? I'm not the crowd. Put him on the back seat, facing the wall. Oh, that's what Jonathan would say. Oh my goodness. Oh boy. That George Wallace, the comedian, he is crazy with a K. Oh boy. Thank you, Zakia. Says laughter is contagious. You are absolutely right. Thank you very much. This is a time, and I'm going to share some steps with you that's very important. Because when I became a speaker and I started my business and several other businesses, it was against all odds. You hear me? It against all odds. With no college education and nobody who looked like me that was doing what I'm doing now. But now you see motivational speakers everywhere. Everybody saying, I'm a motivational speaker. If you were to help people, you would say, well, the only thing I can do if I want to help people, become a preacher. But then when I start doing this, now there are people who say, wait a minute, there's another option. There's another way. See, what we have to do now is we are in a creative mode. Everything that happens is for our good. All things work together for good for those who love God and for those who are called according to his purpose. If you don't know anything else, you know that. You know that. When we look at what has taken place and where we are right now, this is a fresh start. And we want to take advantage of this. This is no time to relax and say, we did it. No, we did not. This is a fresh start. This is a new beginning. This is the time to build legacies. This is the time to be motivated. Get the family involved, get the kids involved, and get focused on what your goal and what your dream is. And what is it that you're going to do now that we're in this place. What is it that you're going to do with your talent? This is a time to work your talent. I remember when I decided, Wesley, Margaret Ann, Leonard, Angelo, listen to me. Sharon, I'm going to buy my mother a home. I'm going to do that. Are you guys going to join me? What are you talking about? I said, I'm going to buy our mother a home. Are you going to join me? Yeah, we'll help you. And they did what they could do, but I was the lead guy. Okay. And so we divvied up what each person would do. Margaret Ann, she bought the groceries. I paid the bills. Wesley was in Vietnam fighting for our country and got a Purple Heart. Yes. See, when you have a new chance, see, life is cyclic. It's like a roller coaster. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. Sometimes things go well, sometimes they don't go so well. So this is a period. This is a new season. Listen here. This is a new season in your life, in my life, in our life. And now we want to work. You want to work your gift. Not just be a part of somebody else's dream, but this is a time to think and come up with some new ideas. What is it that you're going to do now in this new place, in this new season? See, there's never a shortage of money, just a shortage of ideas. There's a shortage of thinking. When these foreclosures, when the various restrictions that will be lifted, and they will be eventually, all the stuff that's happening right now, what we have to do, it's better to have a plan and not need it than to need it and not have it. And I'm saying to you, find something that's you. Find something that's you. Write this down. Your voice is your superpower. No matter what business you're going to go into, your voice is your superpower. If you understand that, you believe that, just put yes in the comment section. Yes in the comment section. Your voice is your superpower. If you're involved in sales, your voice, you got to be able to sell. If you're involved in multi-level marketing, real estate, insurance, the financial, you've got to sell yourself. It's very important. Your ability to make a point, the ability to influence people, the ability to make a greater impact. In the beginning was the Word. The Word is powerful. One of the things I can share with you, now you're talking about what is the superpower? What are you talking about? Something that gives you an advantage. I was labeled educable, mentally retarded. Everybody counted me out. And then when I met Mr. Leroy Washington, I was in special education at Booker T. Washington High School in Miami, in Liberty City, in Overtown, moving back and forth. But Mama was promising rent. And he said, young man, develop your mind. Young man, be mindful of who you're around. Young man, once you open your mouth, you tell the world who you are. Those three things are very important. And so with the first one, here's what I want you to do. I want you to go to hungrytospeak.com. hungrytospeak.com, because there you're going to find some medicine for the mind, some power for the mind, and it's called Choosing Your Future. It's a series that I recorded, and at the time I got through with that, that's when I made my first million. That's when I made my first million. People say, what's the most difficult thing you've ever done? Making $1 million? No, the most difficult thing I've ever done, to believe that I could do it. Given my circumstances, born in an abandoned building on a floor, not knowing my birth parents, being a foster child and then adopted, being labeled educable, mentally retarded, put back from the 5th grade at Douglas Elementary School into the 4th grade, and failing again at Booker T. Washington High School. To overcome being in a culture where you are marginalized, where you have the complexion of rejection. To believe that I had the ability to do it. I remember there was a program when I was a kid. Millenniums don't know about that. They weren't here then. They used to have a program called The Millionaire. And John Beresford Tipton would give Michael Anthony $1 million to give it to a particular family. And after the program would go, somebody come to the house and knock on the door. I would jump up and run to the door. Mama say, "Where you going, boy?" I said, "I was checking to see if that's the man with the check." She said, "If you don't sit your behind down, if he had $1 million check, somebody would have busted him in the head by now." You know what? We got a fresh start. This is dramatic. God has been in the midst of all this stuff. And now we want to take advantage of it. Now we want to milk it. This is our time. This is the time to get it done in 21. And part of that process is what's going to be different about you. What's going to be different? This is a time to take it up, to step it up. This is the time to take your performance, to take your focus to the next level. What's going to be different about you? See, the people that are going to maximize this, the people that are going to capitalize on this, the people that's going to make this year, 21, the year to get it done, are the people that are hungry. You got to be hungry. When people are working against you, when there are systems and things in place that are designed to hold you back, you got to be hungry. Things have not changed that much that you can't be hungry. If you're not hungry, if you don't feel that your goal and your dream is necessary, your dream will end up a casualty. And so you got to get up each day. The people that are hungry, they're the first ones to get up in the morning and the last ones to go to sleep at night. People that are hungry, they have an agenda for their life, of what they want to get out of the day. People that are not hungry, they are part of somebody else's agenda. They just are trying to go through the day. And don't mess with them. Don't criticize them. Leave them alone. My mother had a sign, I always talk about it, on her mirror. "Oh, Lord, help me keep my nose out of other people's business." So I'm talking to you this morning because as much as I'm talking to you about this, I'm talking to myself about this. I'm 75. You know, you get 75, let me share something with you. All kind of stuff start happening to you. You wake up one morning, you start moving. Whoop. I used to wonder, Mama would say, "Oh, Arthur's bothering me." Mama, who's Arthur? Don't worry, boy, you live long enough, you'll find out. Well, I know where Arthur is now. He's on my right hip, and he's been giving me a fit up in here, up in here. My God, she's talking about arthritis. Thank the Lord for waking me up in my right mind this morning. Mama, why do y'all say that every Sunday? Why you say that? Don't worry, boy. You live long enough, you'll find out. I went to Cancer Centers of America. I lost my passport. I left my identification there at the hospital. I got home and I said, "Hey, did you see it, John Leslie?" "No, sir, Daddy." "Do you know where I put it?" "No, sir, Daddy." "Who's 75 here? You 36. I'm the one 75. You should be watching me. You do, you know, you can't leave me by myself." Oh my God. You know, I mean, oh my God. I mean, just little aches and pains coming from everywhere. You say, "Wait a minute, what's going to come next? I didn't do nothing to deserve this." Oh my God. Oh, so I have to take my time going down the steps. My mind is young and vibrant and energetic, but the body said, "You better take your time." You better take your time, Mr. Motivator. For you're behind, fall down these steps. You might be thinking young and motivated, but you better positively take your time going down the steps. Oh, getting older is so humbling. It's so humbling. That's why I think Paul say, "Pray unceasingly." But this is a fresh start. This is a time to be excited. This is the time to get with some people that you know that's going in the direction of where you're going, that's grateful that they're still here because of God's grace and mercy, and to brainstorm about what we are going to do next. That's what I'm doing with my sons, with my daughters. These are my children here. Yeah, that's just half of them. Lord said, be fruitful and multiply. I took him seriously. I got 5 girls and 5 boys. I smile at you. You'll fail a rabbit test. Millennials don't know anything about a rabbit test. I know they say, what does he mean by that? What's a rabbit test? Don't worry, baby. That's okay. He's a little off. Don't worry about that. I'm telling you. We got to be grateful and celebrate and have a spirit of gratitude that we are still here, that we are victorious, that we have accomplished some things and have created an opening so we can work our gifts. That's what we've done. That's what we're fighting for, to be in position so we can do that which we are called to do. And trust me, this place where we are, this is not any time for people who are just looking for getting another job, who've been eliminated from the job market because of the coronavirus or because of artificial intelligence. No. This is a time to create. We were created by the Creator to create something for yourself, something that's you, something that's in your heart, something that's your calling. A job you get paid for. A calling is what you're made for. And I decided, I had a goal. What's your goal now? What is it you're going to do? People that don't have goals die sooner than people who have goals. Why? They have no reason to get up in the morning. They need an alarm clock. But when you have a goal, you don't need an alarm clock. No, you don't. You'll get up. And trust me on this. When there's a reason for your life, reasons are empowering reasons. They bring something out of you. Reasons allow you to rise and face whatever life throws at you, because it's going to throw some stuff at you. Think it not strange that you'll face the fiery furnaces of this world. You will, no matter if you give 10% of your earnings. You will, no matter if you've been real good. You will, no matter if you speak in unknown tongues. You will have tribulations. You will, if you've been real good. Yet you will have tribulations. Stuff's going to happen to you. Why? That's the way it's set up. Let me tell you something. I have gone through so much stuff. I'm here in Cancer Centers of America, and they gave me a CT scan. You have to drink the solution, and then they scan your body. And they said, oh, we see a little presence of something here. I've said, Lord, look here. Don't you have anybody else? Can you pass this cup to somebody else? Oh, come on, what do you mean? What you talking about? Well, you need to come back and we're going to give you an MRI. MRI? Oh my goodness. I don't like MRIs. Oh, y'all should be calling and talking to people in places where I've been where they gave me an MRI. From the last MRI I had, I left him a little gift in there. And now that machine, that MRI machine, is on the side of the building. Oh my God. They didn't give him his medication this morning. I'm sorry, Tyrone, I'll be through in a minute. I'm so sorry. Yeah. Come on. They put a mask on my face, and then they strap my face down, and then they put straps over my arms and everything and my body and push me in, and they closed the door, and then they went out the room and said, just relax and breathe deeply, and they turned the light off, And they say, when we push this button, we tell you to hold your breath, hold your breath. Are you all right? No. I tell you what I did one time. Let me tell you why it strapped me down. Because last time I did it, I scooted out. I scooted out the other end. I said, no. Homie can't do this. No. I scooted out. Y'all got to give me some. I'm claustrophobic. Yeah, when I was a kid, they were playing and locked me in a refrigerator, and I had recalls about all that kind of stuff. So maybe the word got out, so they strapped me down this time. They strapped me down and pushed me in. I called the whole gang, give me the script, not the strength. Give me the script to handle this. I was trying to say the Lord's Prayer, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. I had known the 23rd Psalm since I was a kid. All I could remember was when that light went off, when they closed that door, all I could remember was, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. It's amazing. If you never had an MRI, you have no idea what I'm talking about. Hey, all I'm saying is, life is coming for you. Why? I didn't do nothing. I understand. It's coming for you. And so, therefore, take unto you the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, that having done all to stand. And so, as you think about yourself and think about where we are right now, we got a fresh start. And we want to capitalize on this. We want to maximize this. We want to get everything we can out of this. We want to milk this time until it expires. You know what Robert Schuller said? He said, tough times never last, but tough people do. And he was right. And we are still here. We are tough. Now we got to do what we have to do until this expires. Nothing stays the same. Everything must change. Nothing stays the same. Listen, Quincy Jones, flesh and blood didn't reveal that to you, but my heavenly Father, which art in heaven. We got a fresh start. It's time to get serious. What is it you want to do? What's in your heart? What is it that you'd like to do before you check out? My goal is to train entrepreneurs. My goal is to teach people how to use their voice and how to promote their business, to promote themselves, to promote their ideas, to promote their products, to create a new chapter in their lives, to live a larger life, because we can. We got it like that. You think God spared us so we can live a small life? No. We're here to do the greater work. So what does that look like for you? We're here to build a legacy for our children and our children's children. And do you realize that most men, when they die, they leave liabilities rather than a legacy? They're not even thinking about it. See, when you are in survival mode, it's one thing to live versus surviving. When you're made in the likeness and image of God, and you know that, and you've been given authority and dominion over everything on the face of the earth, and you live from that place of power rather than have that just be lip service, rather than life service, you're able to create. What are you creating? How much time do you have left? The journey that has brought me this far is much longer than the journey that I have left. So my goal is to maximize it. My goal is to finish strong. How many of you are ready to finish strong so that you can live full and die empty, as Miles Monroe would say? Most people go to their graves with their talents, their abilities, their dreams in them. You have to get to a place where you say to yourself, I'm not going out like this. I have a friend of mine who He lived a criminal life, in and out of jail, in and out of jail. And the last time he got out of jail, he went to the hospital. One of the children that he had impregnated a woman with, he was there at the hospital when the baby was born, his son. And when the baby opened his eyes, he said that was his rehabilitation. He said he decided in that moment, that was a turning point. In that moment, he would no longer live a criminal life. What will it take for you? Paul said, I must die daily. What will it take for you to die to who you have been now that we have a fresh start? What will it take for you to die to who you've been, to have a fresh start on this day, to honor your commitment to yourself, to get off all your medication, to exercise? I'm talking to myself. And do the things that you know you need to do, Mr. Brown, Mr. Motivator, that will keep you here on the planet longer. So you got to do some things so you can be here. Being here is not a given. You have to work at it. So what's your game plan for being here, for improving your life and putting more life into your years? So when that young sister runs who announced her candidacy at the inauguration, what are you going to do differently? See, it's one thing to say, I want to be here at 90. You're 75 now. I want to be here now. But it's something else when you say, I expect to be here. See, want shows up in conversation. Expectation shows up in behavior. Wow. Oh my goodness. If the shoe fit, wear it. And if it doesn't fit and it's your shoe, wear it anyhow. Oh no, he didn't go there. Yes, he did.
I remember a friend of mine that was incarcerated, and for years she had thrown her life away in alcohol and to drugs. And I said, what was the moment that you turned your life around? She's been sober now for 21 years. And she said one day she was cleaning the toilet of the warden of the prison. And she said, while she's cleaning the toilet and she flushed the toilet, she said it was like an aha moment, that she said to herself, if I stop doing drugs, I'll never have to clean a warden's toilet again. Isn't that interesting? That was like an awakening for her. And from that time to this time, she never touched a glass of alcohol. From that time to this time, she stopped using drugs. From that time to this time, she stopped associating with her friends who were still into drugs. And many to this day, those that are not in jail or those that are not dead yet, that moment, all of us have moments in our lives when it's a wake-up moment. I remember I was 10 years old and working with my mother, and she was on Miami Beach and working for families, wealthy families, and cooking for them. And we ate the food left over from these families that she cooked for. They were kind and generous people. They would say, Mamie, whatever food is left over, you can pack it up and take it home to those children that you have adopted. And I remember looking around these big, beautiful homes, and I said, Mama, and she said, Leslie, what is it? I said, one day, I'm gonna buy you a big, beautiful home, just like this. And now, where did that come from? Now, I have a twin brother, and I think that what happened for me that did not happen for my brother, the part of the mansion that he worked in, he didn't have exposure to something that I had. The owner of this home, this wealthy man, he was playing motivational messages every day. I had to keep his office clean and the ashtrays clean of his cigars, and I had to vacuum and dust the bookshelf. But while I was doing that, I was listening to these messages. We become what we think about, by Earl Nightingale. All of us are self-made, but only the successful will admit it. Always strive to get on top in life, because it's the bottom that's overcrowded. I did not know at the time that my mind was being programmed. See, as you look at yourself and look at your goals and look at your dreams, here's what I know. You have to really program your mind for success. You have to program it deliberately because of that exposure. My brother didn't get that. He was in another part of the house. But because of that exposure, it did something for me. It changed my mental blueprint. And I can say to you that as you take the time every day, if you didn't do anything but 1 hour a day, listen to things to build your spirit up. Listen to things to fortify your faith. Listen to things that will cause your mind to grow and to expand. I can tell you, based upon my own experience, there are things that you can do that you don't even realize. Here's my message to you that I know when I look at my life, reflecting on my life, 77 years on the planet, and just discovered my birth parents. That life is full of surprises. Full of surprises. And you have built-in greatness. You have power, authority, and dominion over anything that life throws at you. Katie, in a book called Lessons in Truth, says the primary cause of man's suffering is forgetfulness. We've forgotten who we are, being in a culture where you're marginalized, where you're depressed, where you are oppressed, where you are denied and demonized and dismissed. All of that affects your mind. And when you put on top of that all the other things that we don't even know about and things that we know about, and then the coronavirus, come on, that just breathing some of the wrong air can get you out of here. It's a different space. That's why I'm not going anywhere. I'm not coming out the house till 2027. So that's why I'm on my back porch here talking to my girlfriend, Tyrone. Oh, by the way, Tyrone, he met a lady named Trina, and she said, put a ring on it. So he's getting married. I'm going to officiate the whole process. You're going to see it. But I just wanted to just say, you have built-in greatness. Don't you underestimate who you are and whose you are because of what's going on. Like, God is in the midst of this stuff. And I have to remind myself of that every day, because things happen to you and things happen to people you care about. And so I want you to keep this in mind, that you were born for greatness. You were born for such a time as this. You were chosen. You've been picked out to be picked and to listen to the still small voice within. And I just got so many great ideas. I've got so many things that I say I'm going to do. And people are coming up with great inventions, great entrepreneurial ideas. And I'm going to be interviewing some of them. In fact, I got my own special pillow I got to tell you about. Look out, Pillow Man. Let me tell you something. I got all kind of things. A motivational dial. Oh, come on, baby. Homie ain't playing. Oh, don't come for me. And let me tell you, laughter's good for you. It's good for your mind. And so I'm getting back into art. I love to draw and playing chess. Oh my goodness, I'm keeping my mind active. What nursing home? Excuse me? I can take care of a nursing home. They ain't gonna be taking care of me. No. Changed my own pants. So y'all be peeping at me. So I got my little gym in the garage. Oh, you see me? Homie gonna be buff. I got 1 pack now, but I got 5 packs that cometh. Yes, I'm gonna be working out. You're gonna say, oh, I got some muscles too. Let me show you one of my muscles. Oh, don't tremble. Oh yeah.
I got muscles. You know what I'm saying? He has not taken his medication. Tyrone, talk to him. That's my squirrel friend, Tyrone. I just said to him, don't come over here now, Tyrone. I'm about to have my lunch and I've got to say a prayer. So I just wanted to make you smile, make you feel good. I was just thinking about you, okay? You have something special. You have greatness in you.